meetings, and so we can sit there and actually get together and start resolving some of the issues that are occurring. I can tell you right now in Converse, although our calls for service are going up, our crime rates actually come down. So we're doing some things right, but we're not doing it by ourselves. It really is taking everybody working together to try to resolve these issues. And I can tell you, it does work. Okay? Another city that I worked in, we actually, talking to you all about that, we actually saw a double-digit reduction in crime every year for several years. Okay? And it was because we engaged with the community, we worked together. So we have to be here together. So I thank you, and I commend you for being here, commend you for getting involved, to know that we do want to be out there with you, helping you. I'm going to turn it over to our Art, and let him kind of talk about the rest of the program. And I'm going to be sneaking out of here because it's a special day, and if I don't get home, I'll be in a lot of trouble.
It's his birthday today.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I turned 21.
Yes.
Really very bad.
Don't believe him, he's 19.
What's that?
Don't believe him, he's 19.
Thank you. See? When I come back Monday. Sir, it's all yours.
Okay. I was just waiting so he doesn't distract anymore. These are local celebrities. Everyone loves Chief Lance. All right. So real quick, I just want to make sure everyone knows, like, this is one of the key areas that we want to focus on, not just bringing down crime, but improving quality of life. And a lot of people have misconceptions about neighborhood watch and how to start one, what to do. So that's what this whole evening is for. We have Joe Marie, who's our crime victim advocate, who's also going to be speaking on a few things. But for the neighborhood watch, what I did want to ensure is everybody understands and leaves here and can start telling your neighbors, because that's why I prefer community engagement versus community relations. Community relations seems more like PR, and it's not PR. What we're trying to do is do as heavily involved as we can in the community, because it takes a village, right? One call can take one or two officers off the road, and it can be something that we can be doing. People always say stuff about, like, police need to be more proactive. All you do is traffic stops. Why did I get a ticket? It's a lose-lose situation. If we do our job right, people are going to complain. If we do our job wrong, people are going to complain, right? But at the end of the day, we all know that we take on that responsibility. But my whole goal is to advocate for you all, to the police, and as well as the police to you all, of what we can do to work together as a community. So hopefully after this, you can start calling out your neighbors. If you hear somebody complain and say, like, oh, I didn't see it at the meeting, why don't you show up again? Or here's his number, and give him a call, right? So I want to be that direct contact if somebody has an issue, and it all starts with neighborhood watch. All right, so welcome everyone. Chief already beat me to it. So those of you that are here, that I appreciate you coming in, it shows some interest in the community of what we can do. And so, what the whole purpose, as I can mention, is just how we can do things together and build a safer, stronger community. Okay, so what is Neighborhood Watch? It actually started in 1972, and it was funded by the National Sheriff's Association. You can read bullet points, I'm not going to regurgitate that. But it has been statistically proven to help lower crime. So there's a lot of things that people aren't aware of, that they're not familiar with what Neighborhood Watch really is. Want to go to the next? Okay. It's so basically, Neighborhood Watch is really, it's neighbors looking out for neighbors. It's I just started, so you're not missing much. If you want some water, there's some water in the back. It's really just neighbors looking out for neighbors. So one of the calls that we get a lot about is like, hey, I haven't seen my neighbor in a while. Do you know your neighbor's name? No. Do you know their routine? No. Do you know this? No. But I love the fact that you're still looking out for your neighbor, but it helps to know a little bit more about your neighbor. So this is things that we can do to enrich our community. Now, Neighborhood Watch is a partnership with the police department, so we'd be working not side by side, but closely together. Because ultimately, what you're gonna be doing is, once you start working together as a community, it's gonna push out, criminal activity, right? And ultimately, that's what we want. Want to go to the next one? So, look, what makes the community feel safe, right? It's peace and security, right? How many of y'all see movies and you see those shows where it's like kids playing in the street, family members, you know, just grilling in the backyard at people, right? That really is where we're all as citizens, right? As people who live in the U.S., we all have what pursuit of life, liberty, you know, and happiness. Right? So we all want to live in that safe environment. That's for them. I'm speaking not just right? Maybe somebody wants to live in a volatile environment, but for the most part, if you're here, you don't want that, right? So the next one. All right. So neighborhoods and community neighbors know each other and they look out for each other, right? So if you start knowing who your neighbors are, just show of hands, how many of you know your neighbor's name and all their children next door to you, right? Right? Okay.
Yeah, I know my neighbor, but when I go over to meet them, they look at me like I got two kids.
And that, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine, right? Because at the end of the day, I used to always complain about this one neighbor that I had, right? And it's like her cameras were not pointed to her yard, they were pointed to the street and everyone else's house. Right? And I swear she would look out the blinds and she'd be like, but she knew everybody's routine and it got on my nerves until there was somebody in my backyard, right? In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And so guess what came in handy? Those cameras came in handy. And so that was an experience because what I also learned, one of the things that I did get to, so Converse Police Department has 2 officers who are crime prevention certified, right? I believe in the county there's currently about 9 or 10 active in the entire Fair County, and Converse has 2 of them, right? So what we learn in all that training, because it's almost 120 hours of training, right? Or excuse me, 110 hours, almost. You start learning about security systems. What is a security system? Most people think they have a security system when all you have is security cameras. Some people have the incorrect camera placement. Some people have incorrect cameras, period, right? So in things that we do, so these are things that I'd like to start educating everyone on. One of the things that safe neighborhoods actually really do well is they exchange info with each other, right? They use applications. And the neighbors start looking, a lot of this stuff is free, or a lot of the stuff that HOA can help you with, right? Those that live in a newer subdivision have HOAs, those that don't. You can still work together next door. There's so many different apps, and we're going to discuss that in just a moment. But one of the major things that about that is that when you start getting more involved, the streets become safer. People realize, like, hey, this is not where I want to be, right? Because my neighbors are going to support me. That lady that kept on calling, that lady that was like, just looking at the blinds like that, that's all, I felt like that's all she was doing, right? Guess what she did? She deterred criminals from coming in because it became a no in the neighborhood. She's always looking out. She's always looking out. So that's something that we should really start doing, is looking out for